Hey everyone, hope you've been having a good day so far. I wanted to make just a quick little update video for the start of the new month, kind of going over my short-term and long-term plans for some upcoming projects, as well as just generally what I'm going to be doing with the channel moving forward. As always, I'll have timestamps in the description if you want to jump around to the topic you're most interested in, though I do encourage you to stick around for the whole thing if you can, because I do have some fairly important stuff that I want to talk about today. I don't have a script for this video, I'm going just totally off the cuff. I want to have a casual chat about some upcoming stuff, and the reason I'm making this update video today, even though I just had a little mini update section at the end of my Lightyear video, is because my channel has grown so much so fast. It's almost unreal the extent to which my channel has gained traction in such a short amount of time. I mean, I had already gotten a bit of a bump in channel traffic seemingly out of nowhere, like halfway through May, where previously Toy Story 4 videos that had been getting less than 5k views just suddenly started rapidly getting an additional 1,000 per day. We went from 6k to 7 to 8, and before I knew it, each part had at least 10,000 views, and it's just climbing ever since. And the peak of that new growth has obviously been the Lightyear video, because for those who don't know and haven't been keeping a close eye on my statistics, when I released that video, I had just under 7,000 subscribers, and now, just over a week later at the time that I'm recording this, I have just under 9k subscribers. I have around 8.97k to be precise, but by the time this video actually goes up, for all I know, I may have already crossed 9,000, so who knows, maybe this will double as a 9k subscriber video update thing. I don't know. And what I'm especially happy to see is that even in spite of the massive amount of people that have been finding my channel recently, with part 1 of Toy Story 4 specifically becoming the most popular video on the channel, it's all still been positively received, from like to dislike ratios to just comments in general. For the most part, it seems like people are really enjoying what I'm putting out, which makes me really happy to see. Of course, there's always going to be people that don't like what I do, but that's fine. You know, it can't please everybody. Not everyone's interested in seeing super in-depth breakdowns where I go scene by scene for movies, and that's totally fine. I cast no judgment against you if that type of content isn't your thing, but it seems like I've found an audience that does want to see this type of content, as my Lightyear video has now over 60,000 views in just over a week's time, which is the most successful video I've ever made in the short term. I've never gotten almost 100,000 views on a video in a week. That's insane. So I just want to take a brief opportunity to once again thank all of you for the absolutely unbelievable amount of support that I've been getting on the channel recently. Like I said, I can't please everybody. It's never been my goal to try to please everybody, but I've found a pretty decently sized audience that's interested in what I have to say about movies, and I'm really, really happy about that, and I've been more motivated than I ever have been. Keep doing what I do and keep sharing my thoughts on movies for everyone to hear. And that's kind of what I'm making this video, just because I've gotten so many new people finding the channel over the course of the past week. I just want to address a few things for all the lovely new people that have stopped by recently. So first of all, upcoming projects. I don't want to spend too long in this section because I already did list some of these things off at the end of my Lightyear video, so if you just watch that, then some of this will sound familiar, but just to give a more precise idea of when I'm going to be releasing things. The top 20 worst and best movies videos are well underway, and they will be released in 2 parts over the course of 2 weeks. So the top 20 worst video will be out on July 15th, and then the top 20 best video will be out the next week on July 22nd. Like I said, I already confirmed I was going to be doing that in the Lightyear video. I just wanted to give a better time frame for when you can expect to see that come out. I can also give an update on the poll, because at the end of the Lightyear video, I asked you guys to help vote on which big analysis project you want to see me make next. And after 2.7k votes and counting, Incredibles 2 has managed to hold a pretty decisive lead over the other options ever since I published that poll. So my next big project is going to be a series breaking down Incredibles 2. And by the way, the title that I listed there of How Incredibles 2 Destroyed Everything, it's not final. I may end up calling the series something different depending on what I feel the commentary warrants. It'll most likely end up being that, but depending on what I have to say in the video, it might change. But just generally speaking, the tone is still going to be largely the same as my Toy Story 4 series in terms of just breaking down how absolutely broken the story is and how much it just absolutely wasted the potential of being a sequel to The Incredibles, and really just everything that went wrong with that film, from characters and all. I have a lot to say about it, and I'm looking forward to finally tearing that film to shreds, and I'm happy to see that you guys are interested in that as well. And a gentle reminder that, of course, I will still be making the other things afterwards, but it's just the next big project by a pretty decisive lead in the poll is going to be Incredibles 2. And as for when you can expect to see that, right now I'm looking at getting part 1 of that series out by the end of August. And you might be thinking to yourself, wait, part 1? So it's going to be a series? To which I'll say, I don't know. I haven't written the script yet, so I won't know until I actually write the first draft of the script how long it's going to end up being, whether I can do it in one video or multiple videos. Fun little fact, I assumed before I started writing my Toy Story 4 series that would be just one video. I figured, surely I can cover everything I had to say in one video. And then I watched it again in preparation for making the video, and I realized, oh, this movie's much worse than I thought it was, and I have way too much to say to cover in just one video. So that turned into a series, and the same thing happened with Danganronpa 3. So basically, anytime I've ever assumed that my coverage would end up being only one video, I've been catastrophically wrong. So I'd rather assume that it'll end up being a series than not, so I don't underestimate how much work I have to do, but we'll see. Either the full video breaking down Incredibles 2 or part 1 of a series on Incredibles 2 will be out by the end of August. Now, I'll add a caveat to that by saying that I will always prioritize the quality of the video first, even if it means delaying it a bit. So if it's getting close to the end of August and I decide I still need a bit more time to polish it up and make it the best as it can be, then I'll push it into early September. But no matter what, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date with community posts as well as on my Discord server, which you should totally join if you haven't already. Link will be in the description below, as to what the status of that series and subsequently all my other videos will be. And speaking of my other videos, I want to touch on the other type of content that I produce on this channel, which is Let's Play videos. I haven't released any LPs since I finished up AI the Somnium Files last month, and I've gotten some messages from some people and seen some talk in live chats about this, just kind of asking when I'm going to be starting to play games again. And the honest answer as to why I haven't been doing Let's Play videos recently is just because I've kind of unintentionally split my audience in two different directions, to be totally candid. I've gotten a lot of comments recently from people who found me through my Toy Story 4 videos, but have said they don't want to stick around because they don't want their subscription feeds flooded with LP content that they're not interested in. Because if you find me through Toy Story 4 and the type of content that you expect to see from me is the more in-depth analysis stuff, and then you see your feed flooded with a bunch of LP stuff, then it's like, oh, that's not really what I subbed you for now, is it? So that's understandable. And then it's same thing on the other end of the spectrum. People who have subscribed to me that found me through my Let's Play videos may feel somewhat alienated by the fact that I've been focusing more on kind of analysis stuff recently. So I've wrestled with this for the past month or so, ever since I started getting these types of comments and my channel started to grow from people saying that they want to stick around but won't because the type of content that I regularly produce at a higher quality is not what they found me for, essentially. So ultimately, I'm leaving it up to you guys. In the description, you can find a link to a poll, which will actually work this time, I promise. I tried to use straw poll for the last time I did this, and straw poll broke. It didn't work, so I had to remake the poll on YouTube. So I'm just gonna do it on YouTube now. No reason not to do all my polls on YouTube. I probably should have done it there in the first place last time, honestly. And the poll is gonna ask you whether or not you want me to keep making Let's Plays and streams semi-regularly on the main channel, or whether you want me to start making my Let's Play content on a second channel, or to move that over to Twitch so as to not flood the subscription feed. The last thing I want to do is feel like I'm alienating either half of my audience, because the only reason I was able to get this far in the first place is because I made Let's Play content for 8 years on end. But the reason why my channel's gained so much traction recently is because of my more in-depth analysis stuff, and I don't want to feel like I'm pushing away either audience that found me through that type of content. So I'm just, rather than making a decision without talking about it, I just want to reach out to you guys and just ask what you would want me to do when it comes to Let's Play stuff. Because I still want to cover games. It's what I started doing. I don't really want to stop doing that. I'm always gonna play games in some capacity in the channel. It just is whether or not I keep all that stuff here or if I move it elsewhere to kind of streamline specific types of content for the specific audiences that want to see them. And if you have any other suggestions for what you think I should do about this, then you can also leave a comment below, and I'll be in the comments to discuss this as well. One thing I will say is that I will still be streaming the Cuphead DLC tomorrow, no matter what, though. Neil and I have planned that we were gonna stream the new Cuphead DLC for a while. I don't want to cancel that last minute, so no matter what, we'll still be streaming here live on the channel tomorrow at 11 AM Eastern Standard Time playing through the Cuphead DLC, but I'll reevaluate afterwards based on the results of that poll. And like I said, no matter what LP content isn't going away, I'll still be playing games. It just is a matter of whether all my content stays in one place or if I split videos between two different channels or 2 different platforms even, depending on what you guys want to see. And I have no preference, honestly. I really don't have a particular preference with which option I go with, so I'm putting it out to you all as well. One last thing I want to mention before I go is that I actually have a Patreon now, and the reason why I created this is, to be completely honest, I would love to be able to make video production for this channel as a full-time thing. YouTube ad revenue has done better for me than you might think, especially because of the last month and the amount of traction my videos have gotten. YouTube ad revenue has compensated me quite well, but it's still not enough to justify making this my full-time thing. But I do hope to do that one day. It would be my absolute dream to be able to make videos for you all full-time, and that's kind of why I made this, just to see if anyone would be interested in financially supporting the channel. And just to be clear, I won't be locking anything behind a paywall on Patreon. All my videos will always stay free, no matter what. That's never changing. There's not gonna be anything exclusive over on Patreon. There's no exclusive live streams, no exclusive videos, no exclusive merch, no anything like that. There's no, if you donate to me, then you'll get to spend an hour in the voice lounges on my Discord server. That's when we're not doing that stuff. This is strictly going to be a service through which you can donate if you feel my content is worth it and if you are financially able to do so. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm pressuring them into donating, or that they have to be a part of the exclusive club, or that to see my content they need to donate money. I don't want any of that. This is just, I want to be able to do this full time. And if you want to help me reach that goal and achieve that dream, then every little bit on Patreon will bring me one step closer to being able to do that. But I want to make it crystal clear that I don't want anyone to feel obligated like they have to. It's just an option that's there if you choose to donate something to support the channel. I just want to be really clear about that. That's pretty much all I had to say in this video. I'll be interested to seeing what the discussion in the comments looks like in regards to some of the things I've mentioned today. But once again, I just want to thank you all so much for the recent support. I really never expected that I would see my Toy Story 4 videos, or really any of my videos, explode to the degree that they have over the past month. And like I said, this recent surge has just given me more motivation than I've ever had before to put my all into making the best videos that I can. So thank you all once again for the support. Thank you for sticking through to the end of this video. Be sure to check the link in the description to vote on the poll for what you want me to do in regards to LP content moving forward. Consider checking out my Patreon if you feel my content is worth financially supporting, and hope to see you all tomorrow for my live stream with Neil covering the new Cuphead DLC. Goodbye.